Hey everybody, welcome back to Small Cap Recap. I am Trader Bryce, and unfortunately no special guest Ella today. I actually just dropped her off at Matt Monaco's house, and I'm going to pick him up from the airport. I figure I'll bring her with me, but I wanted her to kind of get used to her own setting again. But I do not have her here with me, and I'm not in the office today just because, again, same thing. I was watching Ella for the majority of the middle of the day. That being said, very, again, just no real huge difference on the market today versus what we had, yesterday and whatnot. That being said, I do have some very interesting watches that I'm excited for the next few days, and I actually am in an after hours trade that I will show you guys. But let's, again, we had some interesting market action today in the small cap realm, despite another ugly day for the SPY. Finished the day down 1.5%. Now kind of confirming that 400 break. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a bounce in the next few days here, something small, but we're down quite drastically, just bleeding every day. And if we can get even just any little bounce, today was a very good indication that I think we have potential for some small cap movers that might have started to bottom out. So let's just dig right on over into the charts here. We first here have the SPY, right? This is just the SPY. And so we had that 400 support hold for a while before breaking to new lows once again. 393, we tried bouncing back up to 400 and it was to no avail as we came back down to 392 and are now just kind of doing nothing after hours. But let's take a look at that daily chart, right, where it doesn't have this day updated, but it would ended the day down like here. We're down, quite drastically off highs now. This has been a pretty brutal last few weeks for the SPY, as we all know. And so, we're going to see what happens, but no indication that anything's changing here. So I'm just waiting for hopefully some kind of bottom to come, even if it's just really short term. If we are in a true bear market, if the economy is not looking so hot, we're not going to find like a long-term bottom yet. We're still quite a ways off highs, right? We still have a long way down to go. Someone in Small Cap Rockets asked today, where's the next real support level? And yeah, we do have this, 390 level, but I think more meaningful is going to be, 350s and maybe these, 370s right in here. But there's a lot more room for it to go down, and this could just be the beginning of a bleed out, what could be a year, 2 years of bleeding. So be careful, wait for these bottoms. These bottoms do provide, even in the when they're just short-term bottoms, do provide a lot of great opportunities on the long side. And we saw today some small cap action for the first time in a while. AFI, we'll take a look at that daily chart. Only one or two other, really only one other instance of a heavy volume day. And other than that, it used to be kind of a real company, right? And then it's just gotten crushed. Hit 14 cents the other day. So we found that bottom and actually we're up over 200% at one point today. No gap up, right? We just had this perk. I shouldn't say no gap up. Let's go like 5-day. What did it close yesterday at? Closed at 16 cents. Opened the day up at 17, so barely a gap. But then we were up to 20 cents, and we had some really nice consolidation period in here. I'll get VWAP up. Really nice consolidation period in here. I wasn't watching midday today for this. I was a little preoccupied, but I was getting my door fixed. My door was broken, so I had some contractors here fixing my door. But really nice move. Again, we went from opening at 17 cents up to. Let's get the calculator out and do that percent change because I actually didn't see it. All right, so we have, call it 74. So 74 minus 16, 58 cents, and then divided by. So it was up like 360% today. Really nice mover. A lot of volume, and it was just good to see some potential. Obviously, we didn't get any follow through in the end of the day. I was watching for a break through that 60 as I was kind of outlining in small cap today. Mainly, I didn't actually like it for this if it was going to break 60 right in here, because really the only risk level I saw was down in the 47. So I've been having to risk at least 13 cents. I wanted a fake breakthrough, consolidate, and then recurl. We just didn't get it, and that's fine. That's all right. But it's still nice mover. Good to see that potential there. And I'm hoping that if we can get continued, if we can get a bounce, that we'll get some more momentum like this. Currently, I'm in BWV after hours from 621. I just like this look, the multi-day a lot. And I'm just kind of waiting to see if they're going to try to, move this after hours more or less when there's no, shorts ideally aren't at their computer. You can't have a stop after hours, and it's been a very interesting, very manipulated last few days. And what's been different about today is that this is the only day that it hasn't just completely dumped down at the end of the day. It held up all day, which is much different than what happened these last 2 days. So I'm just waiting to see here after hours. Again, the structure is just fine to me. We're coming up on this trend break right here, and I want to see if we can break through that and maybe re-push into that $7 area. We'll see though. Yeah, time will tell. I'm risking this just 580s low right in here. Very acceptable risk for me. And that was I did try BWV in here in this area on this dip actually. I lost like $150 on it. Again, same thesis though, where it just hadn't broken down by the end of the day. I didn't want to hold it into after hours. I actually just did a webinar, which I'll get into in a minute. Just did a webinar for the Steady Trade team. I did it live for them and then just uploaded it for my fellow small cap rockets. It was a very in-depth webinar. But I didn't want to be holding it while I was, worrying about that. And not look, and maybe they dropped an offering and I wasn't able to be watching it. So I'm just in it now. I like this spot quite a bit, this little trend break right here. And again, coming up on a bigger picture trend break. So know my risk level. And yeah, so I'll be watching that tomorrow. That is a top watch for tomorrow. FRGE I like a lot for tomorrow as well. I like the multi-day on this a lot. So we have, again, we'll go to the daily. We have this obviously former runner now perking back up and consolidating. It's actually just kind of flagging on the multi-day. Volume decreasing, but we're still holding up. We kind of have that multi-day risk level. And it hasn't been a stock with a lot of volume traded. However, it's had a lot of range, which I am a big fan of. I'll show you this multi-day chart that I like so much. So I like that, we've been just on this decline the last few days. We have this trend line here. And now, more importantly, in my opinion today, is we found a really consistent base. It stopped its bleed. And now I'm just looking for this reversal, ideally just through this trend would be perfect. I don't see this hasn't ever been a gapper. Through this 25, 25.30s up to really 25.50. Through there, and then see if we can break through a multi-day trend and maybe retest like the $29 or $30 level. That's one area, or one thing I'm looking at. The Nut X is another one where we've just had this bleed after going to 14. We're back down at 5, but same story here where we just have a really nice multi-day base getting set in. Not as clean as FRGE, but same story. The bleeding is stopped. We look like we found a base here. We're getting a lot of volume, so in my eyes, someone's probably accumulating, and that's going to be what I'm looking at for tomorrow. See if we can break through today's consolidation, or really just break over even like that 520 or 510. I'd like to take a starter, and then maybe full size through 530 kind of scenario. But we'll see what ends up happening there. It is a stock though that I do like in terms of that setup for a potential bounce, and that would be even better if the SPY wanted to find a bottom for a few days. So those are what I'm looking at. That's kind of my take on the current market. Nothing super in depth, but what I do want to talk about is, like I said, that webinar I just recorded. I've been struggling as a teacher, as a mentor, right? The market is slower. When the market was hot, I was able to show real live examples of trades. And today we went through, it was over an hour long. It was like an hour and 20 minutes maybe of super in-depth previous supernova, black swan stocks. And that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of, until the market gets hotter, is we're going to be digging through in-depth, teaching what exactly to look for during hotter market cycles. And so if that does interest you guys, I'm doing this with the Steady Trade team, but I'll be doing this a lot also for small cap rockets, at least once a week, where you're just going to learn exactly what to look for. This is the screen time that you can get in to prepare for when the market heats up again, to crush these home runs. So if you guys aren't in small cap rockets, and if you are, this webinar was just uploaded right after market close today. But if you guys aren't, there's a link down in the trial below. I am going to make sure you guys are as prepared as you can be for hot markets and for these great A+ setups for these black swans. So if the market's slower, you feel like you're over trading, you feel like you're not really getting quality screen time in, be sure to hit the link down in the description below to get, even if you just want the trial for now, see what it's all about. But this is the stuff that is going to make you a fantastic trader. I'm really excited to keep doing this until the market heats up, because this is stuff that really helped me. I'm going through literally what I went through to become the trader I am today. And I know that continuing to do it and watching you guys do it and helping you guys through it with my thought process on these former runners is just going to help night and day. It's going to make a night and day difference. So anyways, again, link down in the description below for a small cap rockets trial where you'll be able to access those webinars and really get hands-on learning. So anyways, guys, that's all I've got for small cap recap today. Hopefully we can get FRGE, NUTX, or maybe even BWV as a runner tomorrow, but that's really all I'm watching for tomorrow during this slower market. Fingers crossed for a bounce on the SPY, and I hope you guys are trading well, trading safe, trading disciplined, and using this time to study. So I'll catch you guys in the next webinar, in the next small cap recap. Probably not Friday because we got the Tui Talk Show, so stay tuned for that. But again, trade well, trade safe. Hit that link down in the description below for a trial to small cap rockets, and see you next time. Later, everybody.
We hope you guys enjoyed that last video. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of the Stocks Trade community. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but we can't do it without your help. So if you enjoy what we're putting out and want to hear more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.